And good morning. I got the microphone on this time. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with yours truly, Dawg Night. This is a truly special day, people. I am very excited because as I've been telling you for the last day or so, or last 24 hours, I have solved the case. I absolutely believe that I know who attacked Jussie Smollett. It killed me yesterday not telling you, and I was going to make a video about it, but you know what? I didn't have time to make a video about it. But in the immortal words of Bill O'Reilly, what's his name? Bill O'Reilly. In the immortal words of Bill O'Reilly, fuck it, I'm going to do it live. We're going to do it live. We're going to do it live. But first, let me say good morning to our guests today. We got quite a few people in the chat already. Y'all are waiting for this, aren't you? I know you are. You cannot wait. You're like, who did he think did this? I know you are. So here we go. Good morning, Sarah, my fantastic moderator. Diesel Dave, Grouchy Gamer, Word Lotus, Alan Sawyer, good morning, Diesel Dave. Hello, Chicago Mike. I see you just followed me on Twitter, too. Thank you, Chicago Mike. Who else is here? Jaeger Pony. Johnny Hellcat, my other moderator. Good. Nice to see you here. Old Grouchy Gamer. I think I hit everybody. All you need. I got to sing Happy Birthday to All You Need a few weeks ago. That was great. And let's see. Who am I missing? Anyone? Am I missing anybody? That's it so far. Jason Burns, hello. All right. So Owen Harmon made it this morning. So good. Hey, everybody. I'm so happy to be here. There's a bunch of you here already. But you know what? If you want more to be here, write down there somewhere. If you are looking on a computer screen, there's a little arrow that says share. Share this somewhere on social media. I don't care where. It can be on Twitter. It can be on Facebook. It can be on, what else do they give you? They give you Twitter, Facebook, Google Plus. Nobody uses Google Plus. Do any of you people use Google Plus other than for Hangouts once in a while? Jeez, who cares? Hey, Sean, how you doing? I see you. But Blogger, Reddit, Tumblr, Pinterest, whatever this weird word that's spelled with a lot of consonants, whatever that is, LinkedIn, Mix, email, whatever. Just share and get some people in here. So I am so happy that you are here. Let's get into this. I am so excited, and I am so excited. I've said I'm so excited twice. And I'm so excited, I had to bring the industrial-sized cup of reparations coffee today. Ah, that's good. All right. Here we go. So, for those of you who are new to my show, actually, everyone here so far has been here before. But you know I'm obsessed with this Jussie Smollett story. And I've been following it, and I've been reading just about every little piece of information I could find. And it's reparations coffee. You don't know about reparations coffee? Someone's asked about reparations coffee. Did I not say the R? I'm so excited. I'm having trouble talking today. Reparations coffee. That is if you know who Vibe High is, also known as Hotep Jesus. He went and got some reparations coffee from Starbucks after those gentlemen were arrested in the Starbucks, and so Vibe Hive's a very funny dude, and that's the whole reparations coffee joke come from. And every morning I have a cup of reparations coffee. Today in my Bubba cup, big ass Bubba cup. I'm ready for the world today. All right, let's get into it. Hello, Deco. Who's that? Hey, you're new. How you doing? Nice to see you. Welcome to the show. I think you're new here. First time joining. Outstanding. Would love to see you. Hey, Deco. Underneath that screen you're looking at right down here is a little share button. You can share this with other people. Y'all can join in the fun. The chat will be fun. All right, let's get into Jussie Smollett. Jussie. Y'all watch, I already showed that. What's those guys called? God, I always forget their names. Not the Hughes brothers, not the What the hell are those guys' names? They're funny as hell, too. I don't know. Anyway, someone's going to put it in the chat, and then they'll say, go check them out, because they're funny as hell. They're twins. Twins. Anyway, let's get into Jussie Smollett. All right, so every morning I check out the hashtag of Jussie Smollett on Twitter because there's always some new information or new people talking about it, and so I check this out. And so there's a lot of people who are skeptical of this story. There's a lot of people who still support Jussie Smollett and are giving their heartfelt, condolences, whatever, to him for being hospitalized, even though he was never hospitalized. So every day I'm looking in here. What happened to Jussie Smollett news? Everyone was all about fighting against hate. How about we fight against liars? Lying seems to be a huge problem in our society at the moment. Well, yeah, okay. And then Rob Elgis has had some new information. Jussie Smollett. Oh, I didn't see this till just now. This is classic. Well, Rob Elgis is the guy from ABC in Chicago. Yes, the Hodge twins. Thank you. I could not remember that for some reason. Why I can never remember that. I always want to say the Hughes twins. Jussie Smollett's going to sit down with Robert Roberts for an exclusive ABC interview on Good Morning America tomorrow. Oh my God, I can't wait. Maybe he'll get arrested before that. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think so because, like I said, I told you, I now know who the attackers are. And I can't believe nobody has reported this yet. The evidence is all there. We'll get to it. Hold on. So let's see what Rob Elgis. He always has the most recent information, and I like reading him because he's a local Chicago reporter who has his own contacts in the police. Him and this Rafer Weigel. I don't know if he pronounces Weigel or Weigel. Rob Elgis from ABC 7 in Chicago, and then Rafer Weigel from the Fox affiliate in Chicago. So over the last couple of days, that in the initial interview, Jussie Smollett said all this stuff happened, and then it got reported on TMZ that had some details that weren't in the initial report that they gave to the police. So the police went back and they interviewed Jussie Smollett again, and that's where you see the stuff about the MAGA country. So he said, okay, let me back up. I'm going to go to the original report because some of you may not know all this, and I know it's redundant for some of you, but it's very important as I reveal who the attackers are. So you got to go kind of back to the beginning. So in the beginning, the initial report was Empire star Jussie Smollett was brutally attacked by two men who beat him up, put his head in a noose, and screamed, "This is MAGA country, motherfucker." Sources directly connected to Jussie. So these are Jussie sources, not the police. Tell TMZ the actor arrived in Chicago from New York late Monday, and at around 2 a.m., he was hungry and went to a Subway. I'm going to avoid making comments. We're told that shortly after he walked out on his way home, someone yelled, "Aren't you that Empire nigga?" The two men, both white and wearing ski masks, viciously attacked Jussie as he fought back. But they beat him badly and fractured a rib. They put a rope around his neck, poured bleach on him, and as they left, they yelled, "This is MAGA country." This is brutal. This is absolutely brutal. In 2019, things like this are still happening. Jussie took himself to Northwestern Memorial, where he was treated. He was discharged later Tuesday morning. Now, then they talk about this letter that he got earlier, but I don't even care about that right now. Chicago PD tells us they are investigating an attack as a possible hate crime, and they are canvassing the area for any video. Hello, Maniac Man. You just got here. I see you. All right. So that's the original story. Now, other people, including the Chicago... Well, let's look at the police report now. Now, the police report seems to be missing a few things that's in that particular story. So, for example, the police report says the incident incident until victim requested. Okay, so when they walked in, the victim requested that the body cameras be deactivated for the interview. No one knows why. Maybe he doesn't want people seeing his personal shit. That's not unusual. I don't care about that. The responding officers responded to the battery report at above listed location, the address on the thing here. And the person reporting the offense, which is different from Jussie Smollett, because Jussie Smollett didn't report this. His friend did. And his friends, well, they didn't put his name on there. I could find that, but it's not important. The friend, the manager dude, did the reporting. Okay. And he says the manager met the responding officers in the lobby of the building, escorted the responding officers to the unit of the victim. He related to the responding officers that the victim did not want to report the offense. However, he believed it to be in the best interest to do that. The responding officers arrived at the apartment unit of the victim to find him with a white rope draped around his neck, and they inventoried that, and stained clothing, they inventoried that. Victim related to the responding officers that he was walking to his residence. Two unknown males approached him and gained his attention by saying verbatim, now that's different in the thing, Empire, niggers. Victim related that he is an actor on the TV show Empire, and the responding officers know those terms and said to him to be racial and homophobic slurs. The primary aggressors was wearing a black mask concealing any facial features, and both offenders were dressed in black, proceeding to batter the victim about the face with their hands and pouring an unknown chemical substance onto him, staining his clothing. The victim does not remember any other distinguishing features of the offenders or in which direction they fled. Victim related that on 22 January 19, that's not right because it was, oh yeah, this is before. He received hate mail at his place of work. Victim showed responding officer where the incident occurred. Assisting unit beat blah, 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 canvassed the area for offenders and cameras in the vicinity of the crime. All right, so you note that there's a little discrepancy between the TMZ report and the official police interview. Now, let's go back to this. So what's missing from the police interview? Well, two white men. The police interview said there are no distinguishing features. They did not know the race of the attackers. Also, what's missing from the interview? This is MAGA country is missing from the interview. So, because that discrepancy and this TMZ report began getting reported through all outlets throughout the country. It was the top story of the day. But the police were like, hey, whoa, 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 whoa. We didn't know that these were two white men, and we didn't know anything about this MAGA country thing. So they went back and interviewed Jussie again. And they said, Jussie, what's this thing about the MAGA country stuff? And so Jussie's like, oh, yeah, about that. Yeah, that happened too, you know. And I'm thinking the police might have said, well, wait a minute, how the hell did TMZ find out about this? And the manager spoke up and said, wait a minute. And so I'm thinking the manager, I'm guessing that the manager or some of the publicists or somebody called TMZ. All right. Now, but also... Oh, so Jussie says, yeah, they said that this is MAGA country thing. And then the manager pops up and says, yeah, you know what? I was on the phone with Jussie. I was on the phone with Jussie, and I heard those exact words too. So I'm just corroborating that part of the story. Oh, okay, cool. Well, if that's the case, Jussie, Mr. Smollett, Mr. Smollett, so you say you're on the phone with your manager at the time, right? Yes, sir. Well, you know what? Can you do us a favor? Can we just take a look at your phone and just kind of maybe get an idea of, you know, look through your phone numbers you called and stuff, so we can kind of take that down to some evidence too, and so we can we can corroborate this part of the story. And Jussie said, you can't have my phone. Now, I can understand that people don't want their phones or whatever. So, well, you know what? Look, well, Mr. Smollett, maybe we could get some phone records from you. And at first he said, nah, you don't need that. I'm just telling you what happened. The police were like, So then there was some news that perhaps they were going to subpoena this evidence and whatnot. And so now that brings us, now there's a whole bunch of other stuff up here. The thing is, so a lot of outlets were saying, okay, Jussie Smollett, you know, this thing about the MAGA country thing, that's not in the police report. Why is this in the TMZ report? And so lots of outlets were kind of questioning that part of the story. So TMZ kept making updates. So they made an update 2 hours later that the Empire staff held an emergency meeting. And then Fox issued a statement, we're deeply saddened and outraged. And then law enforcement sources tell the FBI was already investigating the letter from the week before. And then they said the cops were visiting the Target department store close to where the incident happened, and they were getting footage. They're trying to find cameras because there's 30,000 cameras in Chicago, and then every building has their own cameras for security. So they're looking for all that stuff. And then Lee Daniels put his little thing out, how, oh, this is so terrible, and we're with you, and his outrage and horror, blah, 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 whatever. Well, at 4 o'clock, then their first report is at 8 in the morning. Pacific Standard Time. Finally, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, because everyone's questioning this thing about the MAGA country. Nobody, because that was not in the police report. Well, at 4 o'clock Pacific Time, TMZ updates that the Chicago Police Department confirms to TMZ Jussie told them in a follow-up interview about the attackers yelling MAGA country. They add that Jussie still had the rope around his neck when he made contact with the cops at 2:42 a.m. Remember, the attack happened around 2 a.m. So 42 minutes later, he's still in there, and he still has the rope around his neck, whatever. And so then now, this MAGA country thing's all of a sudden real. You already knew all this. Most of you already knew all this part of the story. Let's move on. So finally, the newest news out here now is, here we go. Chicago police confirmed to ABC that today, this is on the 11th, Jussie Smollett submitted phone records from within an hour. Phone records that were from within an hour of the attack to investigators. More, Chicago police spokesman AJ Guglielmi tells ABC Chicago police received limited and redacted phone records from the victim, Smollett. These records will be analyzed by detectives, and we will be in contact with the victim should additional information be needed. Then later he says, more, Chicago police tell ABC that Smollett's limited and redacted phone records were given to detectives around 1:28 p.m. Revisiting, Chicago police are leading the Smollett attack investigation with assistance from the FBI, and then the FBI is the lead in the alleged threat letter investigation. Then there's another update. After Jussie Smollett turned over limited and redacted phone records, Chicago police spokesman AJ Guglielmi tells ABC Chicago, we are very appreciative of the victim's cooperation. However, the records provided do not meet the burden of a criminal investigation. The police want more. Police spokesman says detectives may be following up with him, Smollett, to request additional data to corroborate the investigative timeline. Fabulous. Good. So they're saying, no, you ain't doing this crap. We want to know who you called before. We want to find out what other telephone calls you made, because somehow they made a call to TMZ. Somebody made a call to TMZ. And who else did you call? Interesting. But I'm getting there. I know y'all want to know who I think attacked him. I know who attacked him. I know. Watch. I'm telling you right now. The following statement is from Chris Bastardi. He is the vice president, head of strategy and crisis for Sunshine Sachs, the firm representing Jussie Smollett. Sunshine Sachs firm on Smollett phone records. They say, quote, Jussie is the victim here, which has been stated by the superintendent of police. Jussie has voluntarily provided his phone records from within an hour of the attack and given multiple statements to police. Chicago Police Department has repeatedly informed us that they find Jussie's account of what happened that night consistent and credible. Superintendent Johnson has been clear from day one that Jussie is a victim. Yes, the public persona of the Chicago police says that Jussie's a victim and they are treating this as a crime and have not indicated anything that whether they believe or do not believe Jussie's story. That is their public persona. Continuing. We are continuing to work closely with Chicago PD and remain confident they will find Jussie's attacker and bring them to justice. I know who they are! Any redacted information was intended to protect the privacy of personal contacts or high-profile individuals not relevant to the attack. Police have not told us they are rejecting any records, nor have they expressed concerns about the records to us. Therefore, we do not feel compelled to be baited into responding to uncorroborated press reports. Interesting. And now Jussie's going to sit down with Robin Roberts for an exclusive ABC interview on Good Morning America tomorrow. He just tweeted that on the 13th, so hey, I'm looking forward to that interview, but let's move on. So let's get back into this real quick. So that's Rob Elgas, and Rob Elgas is the go-to guy for me because he's like just on top of it. This is his beat. It's what he does. Okay, so that's the TMZ thing. Let's stay out of here. So anyway, so let's talk about what's new today. In the New York Post, and this is not new today either, but I wanted to bring this up because this has some information that's new to me. Nearly 2 weeks after Empire, this is titled, Jussie Smollett's neighbors cast doubt on his attack story. Now, this is from the 11th, which is 2 days ago. Now I don't even like this story at all. I don't really care what the neighbors say or they cast doubt. They're just some random neighbors they got, and they, what do they know? Of course, they think their neighborhood's safe and they haven't had any problems, but you never know what happens. Something different could happen in your neighborhood once in a while. But I'm going to read this story anyway. His neighbors cast doubt on his attack story. Nearly 2 weeks after the Empire star Jussie Smollett claimed he was a victim of a racist, homophobic attack, cops have excuse me. Cops have yet to identify. Here, I need some coffee. Hang on. Hold up. I need some reparations coffee. All right, let's go. Cops have yet to identify any suspects, and some people in his Tony, Chicago neighborhood are growing skeptical. Remember, this ain't south side of Chicago. This is not in Cabrini Green. This is on the north side, rich neighborhoods near the pier, $1 million homes, $1 million condos, and lots of people with a lot of disposable wealth. This is, I mean, not that there's not any crime. Look at that crime blog that I used to look from there. There's plenty of crime around there, but it ain't this type of crime. It's mostly theft and, people stealing shit. Anyway, I don't believe this happened the way he said it did, said Agin Mohammed, who lives in the same swank high-rise near the Navy Pier as Smollett. I've been in this neighborhood 5 years. I don't believe it. Not around here. Half the people are gay and the other half are black. A patron at Lizzie McNeil's Irish pub, about a block from the scene of the alleged January 29th incident, said, Smollett's story doesn't really make sense. Well, it doesn't make sense to a lot of us, but I'm going to tell you who the guys are. Here we go. Who just showed up? Somebody just came in. Oh, hey, Camel, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? And Vortex, how you doing? All right, here we go. It's a lie because Chicago is the most liberal city around, said the man who wouldn't give his name, they have cameras everywhere. Why can't they find the attack? Everyone's asking that because they have footage of him from the entire walk from Subway to his apartment, except for 60 seconds. There's that one little 60-second time when he came off camera, and then 60 seconds later he came around with the thing around his neck, the rope, the clothesline, the very thin clothesline. Who makes a noose with a clothesline? There got to be some stupid people. Maybe it's someone who's not very strong. That's a hint. All right, where are we at? Cops have said they have found plenty of surveillance video, but none that captured the incident. Meanwhile, Chicago police said Sunday that Smollett has yet to turn over data from his cell phone, but he has now. They've limited redacted phone records. Okay. Moore said that he heard Smollett's assailant shout a racial slur in the words MAGA country, an apparent reference to President Trump's Make America Great Again slogan. We have no reason to doubt the statements, but for a criminal investigation, we need to independently confirm the phone records, Chicago police spokesman Anthony Guglielmi said. We offered to take the phone to download the data, and he expressed he couldn't be without his phones for several hours. Chicago Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson has said that Smollett, 36, was being treated as a crime victim, but would be held accountable if cops learned he filed a false report. So then they talk about what Smollett said, being addressed with two men attacked him, black mass, Empire, and walking home shortly before 2. The assailants punched Smollett in the face, doused him with liquid bleach, blah, 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 blah. Now, here is something significant to me. It's at the bottom of the story. Now, normally people see the headline, they read a little bit, and they stop reading. But I read the entire story. This is important. Last week, the Post, meaning the New York Post, traced Smollett's likely route to the underpass from a 24-hour Subway sandwich shop where he bought a tuna sandwich and salad, by the way, which was still intact when he went into his apartment. Near the foot of a stairwell to the Lowe's, the Post found an empty hot sauce bottle that was partially filled with a clear liquid that smelled like bleach. The Post alerted police to the bottle. Guglielmi said that it was turned over to the FBI for analysis. The FBI declined to comment. The FBI declined to comment. Now, I am very concerned. Jaeger Pony, you are the greatest. Thank you very much for the super chat. $15 to help Jussie buy a better story. That's right. By the way, y'all, thank you so much. I am so appreciative. If you didn't know, if there's ways you can support this stream and you support my channel. One, you can share. Okay, this with your friends. You can share. You can also donate via Streamlabs. I'm more than happy to do that. It's not necessary, man. This is free, but I really appreciate the financial support too. I do this daily, Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, and whatever that means wherever you live in the world. And so, yeah, no, Jaeger Pony, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. All right, let's move it on. Moving on. Now, the other part of this, so and then the ABC live. So now other places are reporting this. What was that? Hang on, let me check this. I got to go back, editor, and then back into this paste. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna see what that was. All right, cool. All right, moving on. So now, ABC, local ABC News also said bottle with bleach, odor found near attack location. Empire actress submits phone records. Basically the same story, okay? But this is the local. I trust the local sources a little more than I do national sources, and especially the New York Post. Come on, the New York Post. I mean, what are they doing running around that neighborhood? But they may have some reporters there, and they say they found this, hot sauce bottle with bleach. I'm just, whatever. So let's think about this now. So I've been thinking about this. So at first I was like, this sounds so strange and whatnot. But let's think about what the attackers would be like. I'm trying to think, based on what I know about this story, what do I know about these attackers? Well, let's first of all, they have first of all, they have to know who Jussie Smollett is. They have to run in circles where you might run into people from Hollywood, or you might know, or you might watch the show. You might be a fan of Empire, or there's somehow, because the first thing that happened is he walks out of here and all of a sudden someone's like, oh, you're that from Empire. So they gotta, how to recognize you from something. So they either watch a show or they have some connection to where they would know that this Jussie Smollett is from Empire. Okay. Now, the other thing, they used a homophobic slur and they used a racial slur, meaning that these people aren't necessarily supportive of the gay community. They don't like gay people.